If you're watching this video, then you likely already know that Zwift have increased their prices. In the UK, it has gone up from £12.99 a month to £17.99 a month, a 33% increase, and the internet is going crazy. Now, I just wanted to share my thoughts and reactions to this news, and disclaimer, I have no affiliation with Zwift. I have a wattage cottage, I ride Zwift a lot, but I don't have any sort of partnerships with them, so this will be my true thoughts and opinions. Now, I have a couple of different things I want to talk about, and I feel like some of my thoughts are different to other people's that I've seen online, therefore that's why I wanted to share them. So firstly, people are kicking off about the timing of this announcement, like, oh, it's just going into summer, we're all going to cancel it, bad timing by Zwift. I actually disagree. I think it's great timing by Zwift. The majority of people who are now going into summer won't be using Zwift. I know there are people who use it year round, but I would guess that a large proportion of their user base suspends their membership or doesn't use it as much in the summer. And I think that's actually quite like responsible of Zwift to not leave people in a position where, oh, you're going to have to pay this money now, or you haven't got a training platform. They've done it at a low time where people can leave if they want to. You've got all summer to source an alternative platform or to figure out what you're going to do indoors if you don't want to pay the increased price. So I actually think that's pretty good. I used to live near a guy and we did a lot of training together, and he was a quantity surveyor, and he would often talk about cost versus value and that those two things are different and they should be dealt with like exclusively. So just because something is expensive doesn't mean it's poor value, and just because something's cheap doesn't mean it's good value. Now, in my opinion, I think Zwift should be more money. I think it should be £25, £30 a month, so maybe $35, $40 if you're in the US. And the reason being is the value I get from this platform is massive. I would say it is in excess of a gym membership, gym classes, those sorts of things. The things I get from Zwift are, so flex alert, watch out, 35 days and 13 hours I've spent riding this damn platform, 28,700 kilometers. Now, that's great. I spent a lot of time here, but what that's meant is I am a lot happier and healthier than I would have been if Zwift didn't exist. There are no end of times that I got on the bike during lockdowns to ride with my friends on the platform, to do group rides when the weather's bad, or to do a training session that I wouldn't have got through if it wasn't as obvious and on the screen and so on. When you ride along and somebody gives you a thumb up, or you just drop a message to somebody, or I get so much from it, and I would genuinely, I'd pay like a gym membership sort of level for it. The other reason I think Zwift is good value is that you're not locked into a long contract. You can pay for an annual package where you get 12 month membership for the cost of 10, and then you've sort of paid it all off in one go. But if you pay monthly, you can suspend your membership at any time, so you can miss 3 or 4 months of the year. Well, what gym membership lets you do that? They very often lock you into contracts. It's the same for everything, isn't it? Broadband, mobile phones, etc. You're locked in for this period of time, and if you don't use it, well, unlucky. Whereas Zwift, you have the option to suspend it. So I think Zwift is great value for that. I also think that Zwift are in a unique position where they are the market leader in this space. I know there are other platforms, and I've definitely used other platforms and will use other platforms for different reasons. Some platforms have triathlon races, bike courses on them. Some platforms might have different initiatives where, oh, come and do this and you might be able to win a bike or something, and I'll always do those sorts of things. But I come back to Zwift time and time again because the majority of people are on it. I guess it's like iPhones versus Android, don't at me, but you know, the majority of people, I think, have got iPhones, so therefore everybody has iPhones. You can airdrop stuff to each other, your iMessage, and so on and so on. So I think that because they've got the market share, they can do what they want. Furthermore, Zwift have publicly been stating and showing that they haven't been making money. Now, if a business doesn't make money for years and years and years, it ceases to operate. I don't want to be in an indoor training world where Zwift doesn't operate. Sure, I'd get by and do something, but what a platform to have. So I actually think they could have put their prices up more, should have put their prices up more in a more staggered approach over the last few years, rather than going for something like 7 years without a price rise. Like you're shooting yourself in the foot there, aren't you? Because people aren't really benefiting from that year on year. It feels like, oh, this massive rise, which I guess it is in one go. So I'm really aware that I'm quite a small niche in this because I use Zwift so much, especially for the social element. I have a Zwift club, I organise group rides throughout the winter and those sorts of things. But let me know your thoughts and comments down below. Will you be paying and staying, or will you be cutting the cloth and leaving it there? Hit like and subscribe, ride on, and I'll see you later.